Good morning, Fouroaks. I'm Julie Alley, the events director here at Fouroaks Killearn. I'd like to welcome you here this morning, and I hope you leave here encouraged and full of the hope found in God's Word. If today is your first time worshiping with us, we are so glad you're here. Please stop by the hub in the center of the lobby so our welcome team can get to know you, give you any information you might need or want, and give you a gift. We're grateful each of you are joining us this morning. Hey out there, Fouroaks dads. On Saturday, May 11th, you're invited to a father-son breakfast and work day from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. You guys will partake of a yummy breakfast, worship together, and then hear teaching on a biblical model for work. Everyone will enjoy community with other men and their sons while doing various work projects together, including painting, cleaning, and yard work at locations on church property and within the surrounding neighborhoods. Leadership is also going to forecast what's in store for future father and son events happening later this year, so you don't want to miss it. That's Saturday, May 11th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Register online at the hub. If you haven't already picked up the current Gospel Partner of the Month card from the coffee bar, make sure to grab one on the way out today to see exactly how we can be praying and supporting our gospel partners. And speaking of coffee, can we just give a shout out to the coffee teams? Let's give it up for them. Are you clapping? I can't actually hear or see you, so I have no way of knowing if this is super awkward or going over great. Anyways, that wasn't in the script. That was all for free. I just really love seeing those coffee volunteers serve every week, so way to go, guys. You can get more information on these and all our events, classes, and Bible studies by visiting the hub right here in the lobby or online at fouroakskillearn.com. If you're not already following us on social media, please do so. We're active on Instagram and Facebook, celebrating all God is doing here at Fouroaks. We're so glad you're worshiping with us today as a part of the Fouroaks family. You may have noticed things floating around about Harbor Network this week and this morning. We belong to the Harbor Network of churches, and this morning we are highlighting them in the service. Here's an informational video to give us all more insight into their ministry.
I am from the place I affectionately call the hood, the ghetto, the projects in Northwest Florida. I married a sweet Navy girl who led me to Christ. She got stationed here in Norfolk, Virginia. God began to prepare me for ministry and eventually calling me to plant a local church.
One of the things that I've valued and appreciated about Fouroaks Church in Tallahassee is that our congregations allow us to reach different parts of the city. We are now 3 congregations. It was planted in 1990, so it had a start as a kind of pioneers with multiplication. We believe that things that are most valuable usually go slowly over the course of time. We want to do a few simple things well for decade after decade after decade, and then trust that God does things in the midst of all that.
We are a church in the center of San Francisco in the Haight-Ashbury area. We moved here in 2014, and it hit me that it would be very easy for you to be born in San Francisco, to spend your whole life and die in San Francisco and never hear the gospel in a meaningful way.
And a lot of people who are kind of aimless, and so we just seek to be a home for them spiritually and materially for however long they're here.
When you're in a city that's so transient, to have a church that has a regular rhythm of life together, that provides a sense of safety.
I spent 7 months in the southern section of Norfolk trying to plant an urban church with passion and zeal. I just didn't have the support. I didn't have the resources. I didn't have the coaching necessary. I knew I needed some people who understood me, who understood our context, who were doing culturally relevant ministry that was faithful to the scriptures. And Harbor Network really stepped in and became our people, became our tribe, right? Became those folks who were constantly inviting us to experience God's grace and renewal from the word and the gospel. When you're starting a church, financial resources, that's big. And so to say, we're not just gonna provide a one-time gift, we're gonna make sure that you're resourced directly from the network, but there are generous churches that are saying, hey, we want to support you above and beyond what comes from the network, just to make sure that you have what you need to flourish as a church.
The major pillars that led us to want to partner with Harbor was a clarity of doctrine, and we wanted someone who would keep the things that we were most committed to at the forefront. If we had not had strategists, people from the network who had made many of the mistakes and had some successes, to come and keep mission at the front and to help us with figure out a model that would work, I don't know that our organization would have been healthy enough to continue planting the way that we've been able to plant. That press on the long haul and the soul care and health of pastors and leaders and the people of the church is a major DNA factor of the network, and I think it's one of its best assets.
There have been unique seasons where we really needed support, particularly in our family life when we're really trying to discern if we should continue in church planting. And Harbor was gracious, helped us ask hard questions, answer those with us, just provided a lot of care.
I receive a lot of care, a lot of encouragement, a lot of instruction from these other pastors who are doing the same thing that I'm trying to do, which is love people, build a church, proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I wouldn't have that apart from Harbor.